know, Josh Rosen starting, we'll see. All right, so a recent article used data from Pro Football Focus to identify every starting quarterback's biggest weakness. Dak's kryptonite, uncatchable passes. Last season, Dak had the 10th worst percentage for passes that were graded as inaccurate and uncatchable. According to this article, Dak is expected to regress from his hot start this season. Skip's cringing. Shannon, do you agree that that is actually Dak's biggest weakness?
Yes, and I've said this on several occasions, Skip Bayless, his accuracy. A lot of people have said it, but you have labeled me, and you got people out here calling me president of the Cowboys Haters Club.
Well, you must be a Twitter victim.
No,
you're reading all your responses.
Do you call me? What do you call me?
You are the president of the Cowboy Haters organization.
Okay,
so organized.
Okay, so what do you call Pro Football Focus?
What do you
what do you call them? Because they analyze the tape, and this is the conclusion. The conclusion that they came to.
You know what I call them? Wrong.
No. See, they being objective. I keep telling you, Skip. I don't. No, do I look at the coach's tape like you tell me? I'm a big eye test guy, and I see the ball flying all over the place.
Do you really?
Okay, 2017, he was 20th in yards per attempt. In 2018, he was 19th in yards per attempt. This year, to his credit, after 2 games, he's first in yards per attempt. But they said, and I believe, that this is unsustainable.
Sticking with that?
Yeah, I'm sticking.
Okay. Unsustainable.
Unsustainable. I do not believe that he's going to be able to continue to throw. Let's skip. After 2 games, like, he's been unbelievable. 82%.
Yeah, but he hasn't played anybody.
I'm glad you said that. You took the words right out of my. How'd you know what I was thinking? I was thinking the exact same thing.
I put quotes around that, and I said it's very sarcastic.
I know you did. Skip, that was all. Look, a lot of people have said that about Dak, that their biggest concern about him is his accuracy. And, okay, that's what, not to say that can't improve, but right now and they graded the tape from last year, Skip, and he's gotten off to a great start this year. He's first in yards per attempt. He's first in completion percentage. He's having an unbelievable season.
First in QBR.
After 2 games, and he's played 2 teams. One has already switched their quarterbacks. The other are about to switch their quarterback. So, look, I still believe he holds on to the ball too long. He got sacked a bunch last year, Skip.
He did.
But his offensive line is doing a great job this year. I think he's only gone down once, only been hit a handful of times. So
you see him hold on the ball this year? Just asking.
Skip, it's 2 games. I'll tell you what, can we have this conversation at a little later point this season?
Sure. We'll have it every Monday on this show because you will be eating fried crow.
Okay.
Chicken fried crow.
I just want you to know now, your day coming now. You over there keying right now, but your day coming.
I'm just over here saying, I told you.
No, you got your bling bling. You dripping out there, got Skip on.
They call me Drip Bayless.
I know that. Yo, they know what they call you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what they call you, that Drip.
Yeah, that's what they call me on Twitter. I don't know.
You Drip Bayless now.
I don't follow anybody.
Oh, so I guess now you want Lil Weezy to get you with the guy Drip Bayless on there.
He just texted me that we look good.
Yeah.
Thanks to him.
So
Thanks,
do you want another chain with Drip on it? Instead of Skip, you want to say Drip.
This is all I need.
Okay.
I'm good. I'm good forever
You're a
and ever.
minimalist.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, I am. Thank you. It's actually the first chain I've ever worn in my life. So this is plenty for me. Now, back to this situation. Now my mood is about to change dramatically from happy because of this chain to offended because I just get more deeply offended by shot after bogus shot that is taken at Dak Prescott. It's another attack on Dak. And it's why I've told you through the whole offseason, and it gets validated day after day on this show, that he is the most underrated, underappreciated, underrespected, and over-criticized quarterback in the league. And it's bordering on all time in this league. I've never seen anything quite like this. Because now the shot is that he's inaccurate, too many uncatchable balls. And the stats that Pro Football Focus gave are from last year.
Yeah.
He was accurate 61% of the time, which means 19.6% were inaccurate or uncatchable, which was the 10th highest rate. So it's not like he led the league in inaccuracy, according to Pro Football Focus. What do I keep telling you about last year? There was a tale of 2 seasons, really, because one was the first X Games, and then the last 10, that was a whole different season because Amari Cooper came. We're about to talk here in a few minutes on the show about what Amari has meant to Dak Prescott, but right now it's just about Dak. And what happened over the first 8 games? Well, your guy, Zeke, you said he drives that train. They go as far as Zeke will carry them on his shoulder pads, right?
Yep.
They went 3-5 in their first 8 games, culminating in a disaster, a debacle of a nightmare Monday night loss to the Tennessee Titans, who got shelled last night by Gardner Minshew, right?
Who was the quarterback on that Monday night game?
Dak Prescott. Who was the running back in that Monday night game?
No.
Zeke Elliott.
No. Zeke is inconsequential. You told me Zeke is unimportant.
No, you told me he drives the train.
No, you told me
Dak. He drove that train to 3-5 until Amari got there, and then guess what happened? All of a sudden, my quarterback actually had a #1 receiver he trusted and vibed with and clicked with. And all of a sudden, he took off and they took off. They went 8-2 down the stretch, including the 2 playoff games. They won the first one, lost the second one to the Rams. And my quarterback was extraordinary once he had a receiver he trusted, because it opened up everything. And a rookie named Michael Gallup started to see the light and get a hold of how to play in the National Football League.
You do realize you're making Pro Football Focus because Amari Cooper is great one-on-one. So in other words, he's getting so wide open that Dak doesn't have to throw him open. You're making their point.
Okay,
Michael
so here's
Gallup,
my point, because I'm going to completely unmake their point. In the last 10 games, that's a big sample size. Not 2 games, 10 games. My quarterback led the National Football League in what are called catchable passes. Led the whole league. All of them. Brady, Breeze, Roethlisberger, all of them. My guy led. He also led the National Football League in completions over the last 10 games. How can you refute that? It was staring you right in the face. It's shaming you. It's saying to you, wrong, wrong, and wrong again.
Yeah, they were dinking and dacking.
Okay? He wasn't dinking and dacking. He was actually, over the last 10 games, he had the 3rd most air distance, how far the passes traveled in the air. He was 3rd in the National Football League in how far he threw the football. He was not dinking and dacking anymore.
He was.
Sorry. Again, you can just say no, but the stats scream at you. Wrong again, Shannon.
No, actually, they don't. Actually, they don't.
Actually, they do.
Actually, they help me because the fact of the matter is also what I'm deducing from that is that Dak isn't throwing anyone open. If you're not open, the ball's going, ain't no telling where the ball's going to be.
Really?
Like the one he threw to Randall Cobb. You remember the one he threw to Randall Cobb that got picked on Sunday?
Yeah, it was, but he had to rush up through the rush. You know, that was the one time he was pressured in the game. And he stepped up and he threw a ball that Randall Cobb hit both of his hands right here. Hit him right there.
No.
Am I right?
Nope.
Hit him. Did he get 2 hands on the ball? Does Shannon Sharpe catch every pass that comes within his catch radius in which he gets 2 hands on the ball? Does he catch them?
Can you stop doing that? You do know Shannon Sharpe's in the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Okay, I'm in the Hall of Fame for a reason.
Randall Cobb's on an arc, you know. You don't know. He might get there and be right beside you. He might be talking to your bus.
Okay. But Skip, my point is that, yes, I'm not denying that Amari has been a big help to Dak. But the thing that Amari can do that he hadn't had is a guy that's outside that can beat man-to-man coverage consistently.
There's a lot of just connection. Dak Prescott had no connection with Dez Bryant. Dez was Tony's guy, Tony Romo's guy, right?
Yeah, that's why he politicking for him.
Threw him jump balls, right?
You remember Dez was politicking. Oh, I saw Tony, and Tony looked like ain't nothing wrong. He looked good as before.
I got it. They never clicked.
No.
Dak and Dez.
Right.
Dez became a liability. He became a handicap to young Dak Prescott.
Yeah, because I believe they were telling Jason Garrett and the offensive coordinator Scott Linehan was telling him, because they had saw what Dez was capable of doing, is that just throw it to him. He's open. And it forced Dak to go there instead of forcing Dak to go through his reads. Man, I'm throwing no ball into double coverage, but just throw it up to Dez, he'll get it. And it forced Dak into some bad reads. Now Amari is great at running the route tree. Amari gets separation, so it's a lot easier to throw to a guy that's wide open as opposed to, throwing him open. Trust me, Tom Brady can throw a guy open, but it's a lot. He'd rather throw the ball to Edelman on that shallow cross when someone's trailing him as opposed to 2 people in front of him.
Okay. So now you have Kellen Moore. You had Linehan last year. Linehan was meat and potatoes. He viewed the world the way Shannon Sharpe views the world.
I don't view that world.
We go as far as Zeke will take.
Yeah, Zeke did.
How far did Zeke take you in the playoff game at the Coliseum when he rushed for what, 53 yards?
Yeah, but
remember what he got? How he got stuffed on 4th and 1.
You do realize that once Amari arrived, Zeke still led the league in rushing. You do realize
He's the best running back in football.
We're not talking about who's the best. I'm just saying you do realize that he did lead the league in rushing last year and led the league once Amari got there.
Okay.
So that goes hand in hand.
He was on the way to leading the league, and they were 3 and 5. And then all of a sudden, the passing attack just exploded, and all of a sudden, he kept getting his yards.
So in other words,
and they started winning
in other
games.
words, Amari came along because Dak couldn't make anybody better. Amari made Dak better. Is that what you're telling me?
No, he just gave him somebody you could actually throw to, because if nobody's open down the stretch in 2017,
throw him open.
I would watch games in which I'd say, nobody is open.
Throw him open.
Nobody.
Throw him open. Sometimes you got to make keyhole or window throws. Yeah.
Okay. Well, boy, he threw the most catchable passes in the whole league in the last 10 games. And did they not beat Seattle here? I mean, at Jerry World?
But you do know what Zeke ran for in Seattle, right?
Yeah.
You do know Zeke went for like a $120 something, right?
Against Seattle?
Yeah.
He had a good game. Dak had a better game.
No,
Who was the star of the game?
Skip.
Dak Prescott was.
Who
made the key run of the game on 3rd and forever?
It was 3rd and 12, and he got 14.
Yeah, okay, that works. Little quarterback draw. By the way, Kellen Moore is saying, I'm going to use my quarterback's legs. Will that make everything work?
Exactly, because I trust his legs more than his arm. Oh, that's what he's saying.
Is that what it looks like to you? Because Dak's completed 82% of his passes under Kellen Moore.
But then Pro Football Focus say this hot start is unsustainable.
Unsustainable.
Yes.
Pro Football Focus.
Yes.
Bet on it?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm betting. I got 5 cases to do that my team's going to win the NFC East again.
They're not.
Again, this would be, what are we up to, 3 and 4 years?
Yep.
Yep.
Walk into him and says,
Whatever happened to Carson Wince?
Walk into him and says, hold on just a second.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well, he said hold on twice last year, and they held
He was
nothing.
hurt. What you going to find out.
Really?
Yep.
Dallas beat-
D-Jack and Alshon will be back by the time they play y'all.
Not back right now.
That's all right.
Got a little bit of a dangerous game against Detroit at home, and then they got to turn right around on Thursday night and play the Packers it's at Lambeau, right?
I don't like that.
Yeah, I didn't think you liked that.
I like that. With Detroit,
You shouldn't like that Detroit game first. You think?
They do have Matthew Stafford. Is he still the quarterback?
Yep.
Okay, I like my
They did
chances.
just beat a team that you really like. You call the San Diego Chargers, but they're actually the L.A. Chargers.
Look,
they just beat them.
The Chargers the Chargers fumbled on the 1 and had every opportunity to win this game by 14 points. And they make the mistakes that a lot of teams do.
Really?
They let inferior teams hang around, and then Matt Stafford made a play late in the ball game. But that game should have been over by the 3rd quarter. But it wasn't.
Did they knock on the door of your restaurant that night and you said, you guys got to sit out on the curb? We'll bring you some scraps.
Yeah, right?
That's what Stafford does. We got to leave it at that one. But I will say, if Dak does have a decline, Shannon, I am praying it comes next week when your Cowboys are visiting the Saints in New Orleans. Speaking of the Saints, is it possible?